Hello everyone, welcome to Sam Science View channel. In today's video, we are going to listen to a science fact: what causes flowers to have different colors. Before getting into the video, please watch this entire video, and if you have any science related queries, you can comment about it and get it rectified through this channel. Now let's get into the video. Everyone has a favorite flower. Some like tulips, some like irises, and some like even more specific flowers such as white roses. You may be wondering what makes these flowers different and why flowers have different colors or colors at all. Flowers have different colors because of their DNA. The pigmentation within the flowers and the genetics of their species determine what color the flowers will be. Evolutionary theorists believe this is to help pollinators find the plants easily and help spread their seeds. When you think of sunflowers, you may think of the color yellow. For roses, you may think of colors like red and pink. All flowers come in various colors, and though some may match shades, there is no denying their aesthetic differences. Scientists and botanists can crossbreed flowers and cultivate them to be a certain color. This is the reason you see mostly red roses on Valentine's Day. It's not because gardeners are only picking the red ones to sell, it's because they purposefully grew more red flowers than any other color so you could buy them. This can be attributed to plant DNA, pigmentation, and genetics. So, like humans, plants have their DNA. Human DNA is an easier concept for us to grasp because we see it translated into life every day, such as hair color. Some of us are blonde and some of us are brunettes. It all depends on the genes in our DNA. Let's go to some basics of this definitions about this DNA, which is a complex subject. So basic definitions would scratch the surface of that these words mean about. So DNA is an abbreviation for deoxyribonucleic acid molecule, which is made up of two chains that coil around each other to make a double helix and determine the genetic instructions that determine the number of characteristics. Codes, which is a term used in genetics that describes the way a gene translates the proteins and molecules in DNA or RNA. Genes is a sequence of DNA or RNA. Plants are similar to humans in this way. Each plant has its strand of DNA that determines its color, how big it will grow, what its seeds will look like, etc. Basically, plant DNA is found within their cells. Each cell has a nucleus that contains a chromosome, and within the chromosome is this DNA. Within this DNA, there can be over 45,000 different genes. The genes within DNA that code for color are the pigment or regulatory genes. A plant's DNA isn't the end all be all, though. Nurture or the events in a plant's life can also determine the color of your flower. Additionally, if a plant is grown without the proper nutrients, it may become discolored. The actual thing within the flower that determines its color is pigmentation. The code for this is in the flower's DNA, which is the different pigments are associated with different flower colors. The common colors for flowers are carotene, which is yellow, orange, and brown color; chlorophyll, which is green color; cyanidin, which is dark red and pink color; pelargonidin, that is bright red and orange color; delphinidin, which is blue and violet color. Any combination of these pigments will make a flower look in various colors. Flowers with white petals have no pigments. These pigments can be extracted from flowers and used as a dye. Herbalists and botanists used flower petals to create different colored clothing, furniture, and paint in history. Most popularly, marigolds and dandelions were used to make yellow. Plants have male and female parts that can help them reproduce, typically called the pistil and the pollen. You can think of these as flower moms and dads. Bees and butterflies will take the pollen from the plants and help put it into the pistils of other flowers, creating larger populations of flowers. To understand the basics of genetics and genotypes, let's walk through an example. Say a flower is red and it's pollinated with an orange flower. These flowers are the same species and often breed with each other. Depending on which traits are recessive and dominant, the plant will either be orange or red, or even a combination of the two. For purple or red pink flowers, the genotypes are either capital P or capital P small p respectively. Scientists may run the possibilities through a tool called a Punnett square. Here is an example of a Punnett square with the purple or red pink, where purple is pistil and pink red is the pollinator. So you can see that pistil and pollen, and it is giving the capital P, and with the small p we get a capital P small p. So in this example, capital P result would make a purple flower, and capital P small p would make a pink red flower. For this, the results are 50-50 chance of either. So how this affects the color is sometimes the way we grow our plants can affect how they turn out. Even if you have put bright yellow flowers into the ground, there is a chance they may come up a different color if they are not grown under the ideal conditions. The following factors can affect the color of a flower: having the wrong pH, the lack of a particular nutrient, stressing the plant through temperature, water, or sunlight. Now that you know why plants have different colors, you may be wondering why it matters. The bright colors of plants may be why they continue to exist. Flowers exist and continue to live on because of the way we take care of and cultivate them. Giving them the right water, sunlight, and nutrients can make them grow healthy and strong. However, they wouldn't have the chance to grow strong if they weren't pollinated in the first place. Evolutionary theorists think that the colors of flowers may be an evolutionary adaptation to help attract the bees, birds, and butterflies that pollinate the flowers. So, if it is all about genetics, pigment, and DNA, why might your garden have different colors on the same plant? Different colored flowers on the same plant may have something to do with the conditions they grow under or the genetics of the plant. Just like humans have different color eyes, even if they come from the same parents, sometimes plants' genes show up differently. Genetic mutations can cause flowers on the same plant to become different colors. Wildflower mixes also notoriously have dozens of different colors in the box, and if you are growing a second or third generation garden, these colors may have crossbred themselves. Flowers come in all shapes and sizes, but what makes them truly stand apart from each other is their vibrant colors. These colors are made up of pigments, and generally speaking, the fewer the pigments, the lighter the color. The most common pigments in flowers come in the form of anthocyanins. These pigments range in color from white to red to blue to yellow to purple and even black and brown. A different kind of pigment class is made up of the carotenoids. Carotenoids are responsible for some yellows, oranges, and reds. These little guys are what cause the brilliant colors of autumn leaves. While many flowers get their colors from either anthocyanins or carotenoids, there are some that can get their colors from a combination of both. Anthocyanins and carotenoids are the main sources of flower coloration, but there are other factors that can affect how colors present themselves. The amount of light flowers receive while they grow, the temperature of the environment around them, even the pH level of the soil in which they grow can affect their coloration. Another factor is stress from the environment. This stress can include a drought or flood or even a lack of nutrition in the soil, all of which can dampen the coloration of flowers. And then, of course, there is the visual that the eye and brain form together. Humans can, for the most part, view all colors in the visible spectrum, but every human perceives color differently. So, a red rose may appear more vibrant to one person while it appears more muted to another. Beauty and color is in the eye of the beholder. So, the reason that flowers are blue instead of pink is why some of us have green eyes and some of us have blue eyes. All of our genetics show up in different ways depending on our parents. Some species of flowers can even be crossbred to produce different results. Additionally, if you believe in evolutionary theories, you will find that flowers likely have different colors to help pollinators become attracted to them. The bright colors of a sunflower or a tulip will attract bees and butterflies who will then take their pollen and spread it around. So, why these flowers are colored differently is due to the presence of some pigments like anthocyanin carotenoids, which gives the coloration to attract the pollinators to undergo pollination and fertilization to reproduce these plants. So that's it for today's video. I hope so you got some scientific facts related to why this flowers have different colors. And if you have any science related queries, you can ask it through this science fact treasury series. Get it rectified. We'll meet in the next video with the next science facts treasury series. Until then, it's goodbye from Sam. Take care.